Hello everybody and welcome back to the farm. So it is now May and we have been very busy. As you can see here we've got a lot more greenhouses. These ones were a lot cheaper. We have also tidied up the yard and got ourselves a lovely shed. I keep hearing a cockerel every morning and I don't know where it is because I don't have one. So we've got all our stuff put away here and looks nice and neat and tidy now for the moment. Uh, what have we done so far? Not really done a huge amount. We have been keeping an eye on the goats. Milk is a bit slow, but we did cut the grass over there. So I did buy a couple of pieces as well, which you may have seen in the shed there. I think did I put them in there? I can't remember. Oh yes, got this trailer here, which is a auto load bale trailer, and I have also got one for the greenhouses. So the plan today, I will show you on the map, is we are going to utilize this square here where we are. This is going to be our main yard with the animals and greenhouses. We're going to be doing away with the field, and we are going to look to purchase this piece of land down here. Now this is going to be the main source for our field work, so that's what we're going to be aiming to try and get. So what we'd like to do is sell all the lettuce that we have, see what we come up with, and hopefully we can get this all mowed, and we could probably put maybe a silage pit or something so we can get some silage. Sells a bit better than for the bales. I don't really want to do bales because I have plenty for the goats at the moment. Also, I'll just jump over to the goats actually. There is a something that I bought trying out. It's this. Now this is a water container that is actually free in the shop. So instead of going back and forth to the water, uh, going back and forth to a water source, you could actually buy a few of these, and they seem to last quite a long time actually, which is good. But yeah, we've got plenty bales here at the moment to keep our goats going. Hopefully we'll get some young ones at some point. We're still at 8 goats. We could potentially buy more, but I did, as I say, mowed all this down just to make it a wee bit tidier. So yeah, that's where we're sitting at the moment. So let's hop into the old tractor here. Could do with upgrading at some point, but I'm happy with what we've got. It does the job. So let's go and get all this lettuce sold. It's not sitting at the highest price at the moment, but it'll give us something. Just turn that off at the moment. Right, let's see what we get for this. I'm not exactly sure how much this trailer will hold. But we shall soon find out. So I was kind of looking to buying the adjacent field just there with all the trees and stuff in it, but I thought, well, we really need to try and get some field work done. I'd really like to get that done. Because eventually we're going to get more animals, and if we want to try and make it as sustainable as we can, where we are supplying for the animals ourselves, we are going to have to put the crops and that down for it. But our wheat field is growing really nicely, so we can't complain. still got a few months left before it will be ready. Right, looks like it's going to hold about 30,000. Yep, 30,000 litres. Right, let's go and sell this and see what we get for this lot. And I would like to try and get a different kind of mower as well. I was thinking of just getting a rear mower, sort of twin mower, butterfly mower, as it were. Try and get one of them on the back. Right, let's go. I'm not sure. There we go, that's fine. Dump that. Okay, so nearly 29,500 for that. That is absolutely perfect. I don't know why I opened the cover of the tractor again. Right, so we'll get the other lot from the greenhouse and get that sold. I definitely think it would be a good idea to use this area up here just for our yard and the animals and the greenhouses. We can rearrange it all eventually once we start taking in a lot more money. I mean, I could just put an absolute ton of greenhouses down, and that would be our source of income. I'm not really sure if I really want to go down that road. I suppose it wouldn't hurt really, to be fair, because we really need the money, especially if we need to buy all the equipment we need. It's gonna be costly, so yeah, I suppose we could do that. There's so many different ways we can do this with building up our little empire, as they call it. I'm not going to go down the road of like the animal pens. Like one animal pen will hold over 1,000 animals, which is kind of unrealistic, so to speak. But I'd like to try and keep it to a sort of realistic number, a manageable number as well. Right, so we're at 56,000. So what we could do is we could purchase that piece of land and have a look at a mower. Alright, let's park the trailer up here. What would be quite a nice idea would be to have another row of these going up this way on this side, wide enough to get for the pickup point on the trailer. Right, let's drop that. Okay, so let's have a look at the second-hand store first, see if there's anything in there. 89,000. Don't think I'm going to do that. Right, we'll go onto the map and we will... Yeah, I was going to go with this piece here, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% sure. I mean, we've got a little bit of a hill here with some trees on it. Well, mind you, it wouldn't hurt, would it? It wouldn't hurt to buy this one, and then eventually we could buy the one adjacent. So that one's 40,000. So we'll go with that. So now we own this piece of land. Perfect. Right, we've got 16,000 left in the bank. I will get everything organised and I will see you back here at the field. Okay, everybody. So I did say that I would see you all down here at the field. A little bit of time has gone past. So the initial plan was to cut the grass on this new field and then we were going to put it into silage. I kind of weighed up the pricing and it seemed that silage wasn't going to be worth the wait for selling. So what I've decided to do is we've decided to bale the whole field. So as you can see here with all the bales, there is 51 bales here in total. So we're going to pick all these up and sell the whole lot because I don't really need any for the goats. They have enough to keep them going for quite a while. So we're going to get these sold and see exactly what we make from this load of bales. So we will probably start from the bottom here. Now with this area going to be our sort of field area, so we're going to put our new fields in here. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do this because I could probably fit 3 nice sized fields in here. So I could have one going across the top and 2 going from the bottom here upward. The only downside, or the only thing I'm worried about, is that hill. Now that hill is pretty steep. So when I was doing the grass cutting and the baling, the tractor was actually struggling quite a bit to get up there. So I don't know whether to just sort of make the field sort of across the bottom of that hill. So I'm not sure yet what I want to do or what would be the best way to do it. So initially what I was going to do was just plough up the whole area that we've cut, and then once I've done that is kind of use the landscaping tool to sort of break it into separate fields. So what I can do is plough up the whole field and then probably break it into 3 and see what it looks like. If it's not any good, then replow the bits that I've sort of covered and sort of replow it and then sort of shape it differently. So that's the plan. I do have a plough in mind. It is a 10-meter plough, so it shouldn't take too long actually to do the field, which I'll probably do off camera. It's definitely not going to be worth trying to do it on this episode. Quite glad I have gone for the auto loading for the bales because this would be very tedious for me even. We're definitely we could have definitely done with a bigger bale trailer, but we will suffice with what we have. There's going to be 5 trips to the shop at least. And I just had enough wrap in that baler to do this whole field. So it will need filling up again. As for crops though, I'm not sure yet. Not sure whether it will actually be worth having a grass field. Because if everything is going to plan, then I should be able to take in enough money to buy bales for the animals. Unless I want to go down the organic route. It's not a bad idea actually. Go down the organic route of feeding the animals ourselves with what we grow. That could be a good idea actually. And maybe we could have a grass field. I mean, obviously we're going to be, buying more area. So we could potentially have a lot more animals that require feeding with bales. So many different ways I would like to do this. Because one of the ways I wanted to do initially was to kind of maybe like run a big sheep empire. A lot of people run the cow empire. I was thinking going along with the big sheep empire or goats empire. Like a big goat farm or a sheep farm. So that would mean moving the goats from where they are to a new patch of area. Be a new field. A nice flat area where we could put a few pens down. Which would be quite nice, actually. See if we could find some really nice sheep pens. As I've said before, I don't want to go down the route of like a small pen holding 1,500 animals. I want to keep it kind of realistic numbers. So like a goat pen or a sheep pen that will hold maybe 50, 60 sheep, open pasture or something. But as I say, there's so many avenues we can go down, so many routes we can take to build this island up how we would like it. And we do have an abundance of trees as well, so income is not really an issue, so to speak. And I do have the greenhouses as well, which are putting out a good amount of produce as well. So a couple more trips with this, and then that will be that all finished. And because we're going to have our crop area down here, it might be well worth investing in a shed to put the equipment here for it. So we'll need plow, seeder, mulchers, that kind of thing. So yeah, we've got a good bit of equipment to buy, and we want to get maximum yield as well. So we're going to want rollers, lime spreader, fertilizers, that kind of thing. So if we're going to go the full hog, as they say, we are going to need the equipment. And that requires a lot of money. And obviously, with bigger equipment comes bigger horsepower. So we're going to need a bigger tractor. This one has really done a good amount of work so far. I cannot complain. It's actually been really nice to use this one. Definitely one well worth keeping for the smaller jobs later on. Another thing we could look at doing as well would be small farm productions as well. That would be something we could look into. We could be creating our own things like wheat, flour. So you could do wheat flours, barley flours, that kind of thing. Oils. So there's lots of little productions that we could actually put on our farm as well. So we will have the space up there too, which would be great. So we can have a little self-sustaining production line going. Alright, what we got? One more trip after. Well, we're going to have one bale left over. 51 bales in total. So we're going to be up to nearly 30 grand. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I'm happy with that. Right, pick up this two, and then we'll pick up that last one. But yeah, I think small farm productions would be really cool to have as well, where we can help produce byproducts out of the products that we have. So there's a lot of planning as well on the crop we need for the production we're going to want. So we don't want to go over the top with big giant production buildings. We want to keep it nice and simple, nice and small. And what better way to do it than with farm-sized productions. So there we go. That's exactly what I was expecting to get, nearly 30 grand. Last bale. And then we'll purchase that plough. That means getting the equipment back up to the farm as well. There's a ship on its way back to the mainland docks. a hefty amount of cargo. Right, last bale. So that would be another thing we'd have to think about if we're putting a shed down, where we're going to put it. Definitely have to go down at the bottom. More flat area there at the bottom. So you have to be careful on how and where that's going to be positioned. Because we don't want to have our crops too close, otherwise we are going to end up damaging them. Right, last bale. And there we go. So £20 shy of 30,000. I am very happy with that. Let's have a look in the second-hand store. Absolutely nothing we can use, as normal. Would be really nice if we had some sort of mod that would allow us to have more range of used vehicles rather than just 5, in the hope that you're going to get something that you want. Right, plough. So, looking at what we're going to be needing, we're going to be needing fertilizer and lime spreader. We're going to need cedar, which I already have. I should already have one of them anyway in the shed. Yeah, I do. That one, 3 meters, might not be what I'm wanting to have. So we're going to want to have something a bit bigger than 3 meters. So something else we need to work on. So plows, and it is this fella here. Now there is 2. There's an Unreal version which allows me to plow at 24 miles an hour maximum and 9 miles an hour respectively. So this one is only 4,200, and it has a mulcher as well, which is, we can add the mulching function, which would be good when it comes to mulching crops at the end after their harvest. So what we could do is, it's not really much of a difference, but we're going to buy that anyway. We change the color, change it to a nice Ford kind of color. Doesn't cost anything either. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So 10.5 meters. It does say 320 horsepower, but it doesn't actually require 320 horsepower. I don't know why they put that on there when it doesn't reflect what's required. Right, we're going to buy that. Perfect. So that's that bought. That's it there in all its glory. Now you can shorten it, so it's like sort of from here to here. So it does go from 10.5 to maybe, I don't know, 6 meter, something like that. So it can be used both ways. So now at £25,780 in the bank. So not too worried. We're in May. Just need to make sure we have enough going for us for this winter coming. And we have enough cash flow to keep us going, which we will do with the greenhouses. So I'm not too worried. But we will need a new house. That is something we are definitely going to be needing, is a new house. Can't keep living in this little shack for the rest of our lives. Right, let's go park this up. I do find it much easier to park it this way. sometimes I find it easier to park it this way. Perfect. Right. So I think I will leave it here for today, everyone, and I will get that field all ploughed up, and then I will get the fields split up, and we'll have a look at it, see how we feel about it, and then we'll work towards getting the other equipment that we're going to need, because we do have a spreader here already, but I would like to upgrade these. I do have one in mind that I will show you in the next one. So with that said, everybody, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. But until then, bye for now.